Senator Sifuna Edwin.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to begin by commending the County Public Investments Committee that is ably chaired by the Senator for Vihiga, the Honorable Osotsi. Honorable Speaker, I have had occasion to be present in some of his meetings, especially when the management of the Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company was appearing before this committee. And I can assure you that I saw the sort of commitment by members of the committee and especially the chair to make sure that we right the wrongs in many of these water companies. Honorable Speaker, as you can see from the report, the chairperson and the committee have demonstrated in-depth knowledge and understanding of the issues that are facing these water companies, and they are making recommendations that will help in trying to resolve some of the issues that have bedeviled these particular water companies. I'm also very proud, Honorable Chair, that this committee has done almost 80 of those water company reports so far, and that we are at 100% in terms of addressing the question of ownership, which was not the situation that was obtaining prior to Senator Osotsi being the chair of this committee. So therefore, Honorable Chair, let me take this opportunity to thank the chair, the Senator for Vihiga, who's also my deputy party leader. These are some of the things that Kenyans have come to expect from the very high quality leadership from the Orange Democratic Movement. And we are setting the pace for other committees, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, allow me to address two things that have been raised by the committee, and you have had the chair make various references to the situation with water in Nairobi County. The first one, Honorable Chair, is the question of non-revenue water. And I know that from the discussions before that committee, Nairobi County, or the Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company, is one of those companies with the highest non-revenue water. And various reasons have been cited. Honorable Speaker, in very simple terms, non-revenue water is revenue that somehow leaves the company but is not billed, and the county does not receive money, or the company does not receive money for that water. And one of the issues that have been cited is dilapidated infrastructure. Truth of the matter is, here in Nairobi, the water and sewerage infrastructure that we are operating on has been stretched beyond its capacity. And as the chair said, we are still relying on the original water and sanitation infrastructure when the city was actually built by the Mzungu. Honorable Chair, one of the things that I have never understood is, if you look at our laws, there is a law that is called the Urban Areas and Cities Act. This law, under sections 5 and 6, provides for a framework of cooperation between the national government and the county government, and especially the city county of Nairobi, recognizing the unique position of Nairobi City County amongst the 47 counties. This uniqueness arises from many things, including the fact that Nairobi City County is the capital of the Republic. It hosts the diplomatic headquarters of many countries. It also is a seat of government. Many national government institutions are actually situated here in Nairobi. Honorable Speaker, under that act, the expectation was that in the realization of the uniqueness of Nairobi, the national government would support development of heavy infrastructure or critical infrastructure like the water and sanitation infrastructure. But this has never happened. If you speak to the management of the water company and the county government of Nairobi in general, Honorable Speaker, the amount of capital outlay that is required to bring the sanitation and water infrastructure up to speed, Honorable Speaker, it is something that would require over 5 years allocation under the equitable revenue share for us to be able to do that infrastructure. As we speak, Honorable Speaker, the existing sewage network, for instance, covers only 37 or 30% of the total square area of Nairobi County. And Honorable Speaker, as you know, these has also, the past few years, I've seen a lot of rapid development in terms of housing. Very many new buildings are coming up, going up to 25 floors, hosting thousands of tenants, but it has not been accompanied by the commensurate infrastructure upgrade that is required. And this is why many of our water and sanitation infrastructure is creaking. So, Honorable Speaker, I continue to call on the national government to honor its responsibilities under the Urban Areas and Cities Act to support Nairobi's development of certain critical infrastructure, including our water infrastructure, Honorable Speaker, so that we can be able to meet the needs of the people of Nairobi. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, the committee has highlighted the specter of illegal connections and what the chair has called outright corruption. There are stories we hear in this city, Honorable Speaker. Very serious allegations are made against the management of Nairobi Water City Company, the people who work there, that, Honorable Speaker, even though they told us that there is this program of equitable distribution of water across the city, that there are unscrupulous people within the company who are even themselves merchants of water, people who own water bowsers, who are aware of the distribution schedule, who will make sure that, Honorable Speaker, the running joke is that some of them have mjengos going on and they tell their contractors, just wacha nifunge Nairobi West and then I'll come and see you at the hardware, Honorable Speaker. Knowing that you are shutting water supply to Nairobi West, then your bowsers are available for the people of Nairobi West to buy water from you. So these stories, Honorable Speaker, unfortunately for us, we rely on other institutions, and we have complained even at the Committee of Public Accounts that unfortunately for us as a house, our role ends somewhere. That once we bring up these matters before these committees, we depend on other institutions of government, including the EACC, to be able to follow up and to be able to bring some of these matters before the courts so that we can stop these malpractices. I remember, Honorable Speaker, and I don't know if Chair of this committee can recall, that when the Nairobi Water team was before his committee, there was a discussion about the discharge point for sewage from these exhausters in Nairobi. And the management there could not tell you on average or in a day what are the identities of the trucks that have delivered or have discharged this morning. They cannot tell you the number of times a vehicle specific registration number has appeared there. And it becomes very difficult for you to manage revenue if you are operating like that. So, Honorable Chair, if we do not focus on this question of illegal connections and corruption within our water companies, we are doing nothing. And by the way, I used to think that cartels, for instance, in water, are shadowy figures who you cannot point out. Honorable Speaker, the people doing illegal connections are known within our communities. It is the inefficiency of the water companies that supports the existence of these cartels. Because the people there, especially in the informal settlements, have come to realize that the suppliers down there who have made illegal connections somehow provide a more reliable service than the water company itself. So if these issues are not addressed, Honorable Speaker, then we will not be doing anything. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, I want to just comment on I think on something that the Speaker, the Chairman said, that the recommendations are arrived at by consensus. And in replying, I would also want him to advise if this consensus is just amongst the members of the committee, or if in fact the management of the water companies themselves share in some of these recommendations, because it is important that you get the buy-in of these stakeholders, especially on conflict areas such as the Kisii and Nyamira situation that you have referred to, the Bungoma and Trans Nzoia one. If there is no commitment from those stakeholders to resolve those problems, there's not going to be resolution of those problems. So therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the committee. I thank them for the support that they are rendering to all these entities for them to be able to improve. At the end of the day, Honorable Speaker, what the people of our counties expect is reliable water supply. If you look at the statistics, the people who in this city have access to water 24 hours are less than 40%. The rest of us, Honorable Speaker, we have to play pata potea with our water supply. And this is a situation that is not acceptable. And we have to call out the management of these companies. We have to call out the management of our counties to ensure that this is done. Nairobians have waited for so long, Honorable Speaker, because, you know, there's a project that we were following very closely on the Northern Collector Tunnel that was supposed to add an additional 170,000 cubic meters of water to our daily supply, which would have helped because we are running a deficit of over 200,000 cubic meters of water every day. We need to be updated on the situation with the Northern Collector Tunnel and all the other water projects that the people of Nairobi have been waiting on, so that we are able to assuage the situation and as well in the other counties. With those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I thank you and I support the position that has been taken by the committee.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna. I was really hoping that when you were talking about the honeysuckers, and you have informed the House that they discharge their sewer in rivers, and we have that problem. Senator Cherargei.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for this opportunity to make a few comments on the report of my sister committee of County Public and Investment. I think in the last session, Mr. Speaker, it was a joint committee, and